Hello everyone, and welcome to Flash News. Not PAF News because Chris isn't here. He's sick this week, so I'm just going to take care of the news by myself. There's not going to be a lot of opinions. Flash News is we just get it out of the way and knock it out. Give you the information you came here for that you need to know. So we're just going to run through that. I do have a lot of stories, so stick with me, and I'm going to go into detail with a lot of them because they need to be explained. So the first one is No Man's Sky is being investigated by a United Kingdom's false advertising group called the Advertising Standards Authority. And they're investigating them after they've gotten several complaints about the game having misleading advertising for it. And they're specifically were referred to the Steam page, where there are screenshots and videos, the ones we've seen variously from Sony, Hello Games, and E3 conferences and things like that. Now, according to Eurogamer, the ASA has the authority to have offending ads removed and blocked from appearing again. Since the investigation into No Man's Sky is ongoing, the group could not offer more specifics. However, they did confirm that they reached out to Hello Games and Steam, Valve, in an attempt to get answers about No Man's Sky advertising on Steam. So it's interesting. We'll have to see what happens. They're in a committee, so it's going to take a while for them to get through their investigation and report back. So the next one is future Gears of War won't necessarily be shooters. According to GameSpot, the two Phil Spencer and one of the lead designers for Gears attended Xbox Fan Fest and were asked the question, if Gears of War could expand into any other gaming genre, what would it be? Phil Spencer told Osieja, Osieja, I probably butchered the fuck out of that, I'm sorry, to be careful about his reply, which some suggest could mean he may be saying something other than a third-person shooter. Osieja, I'm hoping I say that right, gave the corporate answer of, at Microsoft, we value all opportunities for our franchises, so if the right opportunity presents itself, we'll explore that as something we can offer our fans. Phil Spencer said that definitely when we got the team together and talked about the future of Gears of War, and I think there's multiple ways that you can tell that story. Multiple gameplay genres. I think it's a really big IP, and it's an IP that could exist in linear form in books. We've seen that in different gaming genres. This doesn't come to a surprise to me because Halo's done it. So, I don't know what they call it because they can't call it. What are they? Gears Wars? It's Halo Wars. Can't call it Gears of War. The Wars of Gears. I don't know. Microsoft looks into doing other things. So we'll see how that goes. That probably won't be for a while, or next year maybe, if they have something hidden up their sleeve. Sony has announced PlayStation Experience for 2016. And they will be hosting PSX at the Anaheim Convention Center in Anaheim, California, from December 3rd to the 4th. And on the 3rd, the event will open at 10 a.m. Pacific time and go until 10 p.m. It will have a shorter run time on Sunday when it will kick off at the same time but wrap up at 6. So, PSX, Anaheim, 2 days, and tickets are on sale now if you're interested in that. We don't have enough time to get everything together to go, nor do we have enough money, otherwise we would, but because we're trying to go to PAX East again this year, so but I probably will watch the stream if they do a press conference or anything like that, have any announcements, that kind of stuff. So we'll cover that if there's anything newsworthy. Now we have another week, so there's more NX rumors because, of course, there are. So rumors suggest that Nintendo will be holding an unveiling in October, but DigiTimes published a report claiming that Foxconn Electronics, best known for manufacturing the iPhone, has undertaken trial production of the NX, in quotes. According to DigiTimes sources, Foxconn will be the largest original equipment manufacturer, OEM, for NX. Misumi Electronics and Hoseiden, both out of Japan, also will be helping out with that. The sources also claim that Nintendo will plan to produce between 9.5 and 10 million NX units a year. That's a lot of fucking units. Because the Wii U didn't sell a shit ton. That's like, in 2 years they plan on producing more than the Wii U sold. I don't know about you, Nintendo. You're sketchy sometimes. And then we have one more, and this is from My Nintendo News. Tesco, a online retailer, temporarily created a holding page for the NX, and they named it Nintendo NX Wii U. And when it went up, it included an NX price of $349.99 for pounds, but it has been removed. So, interesting, possible leak, who knows? We won't really know until Nintendo's like, here it is, here's how much it is. So, we'll see. So we have two more pieces of news, and then we are going to be done for the day. The second to last one is, according to Jack Tretton, ex-Sony CEO, or Sony executive, the PS3 launch price was too high. Now, we all know this. The PS3 launched at $500 and $600, depending on the model you got. So I'm going to read this little quote here. This is from GameSpot, who also got it from IGN. The original interview is with IGN. So, former PlayStation executive Jack Tretton has shared some new insight into the situation surrounding the PlayStation 3's launch, specifically its $500 to $600 price tag. Speaking to IGN, Tretton, who left Sony in 2014 after 19 years with the company, said it would have been easy to make a PlayStation 2.5 after the success of the PS2, but Sony wanted to push farther. This came with a number of costs that drove up the price of the system and led to the PS3 suffering from a slow start, he said. So, basically, they wanted the PS3 to be really great. They made it with really good parts at the time, and that made it fucking expensive as shit. So, and they still sold it at a loss. They lost money. So, that just explains how terribly expensive it was for them to make. And the last piece of news here is Firewatch is being made into a movie by Good Universe and Capo Santo. And this was coming from the Hollywood Reporter. So, that's interesting. I didn't play Firewatch because I had not heard the greatest things about it. It seems like a very narrative-driven game I could have enjoyed, but I didn't play it. It just fell in a weird time for me where I didn't have any money to nab it, and we don't get codes. We don't ask for codes. That's just part of our policy, mostly because we want to be transparent and have people feel like we are normal gamers, because we are. We don't have any publicity, we don't have any ties with the gaming industry really, so we buy our own games. So when we buy a game and it's super fucking disappointing, then we can talk about how disappointing it is that we pay full price for a game that we thought is shit. So, but that is the end of the news. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Michael. My Twitter is @Mikemyballs. Please check in every week. We do a new episode of news. Most of the time it's PAF news. We give our opinions. We talk about the news. It's all the good stuff you expect. Like us on Facebook, Ambassadors of Gaming. Twitter, Ambass of Gaming. Patreon, Ambassador of Gaming. If you like what we do and you want to support us, so that we can keep the show ad-free. So, until next week, I will see you guys. Have a good one.